I've chosen this seminar because I like intercultural studies and I like to interact with people and to hear about their stories.
I had some basic knowledge from studying social work before, but the theoretical background was also very important for me, especially the part with the narrative psychology and how it can affect people. And from this time on, I saw the project not only for my advantage, but also for the benefit it could have for the refugee, and I really want to advance the project from this point on.
The experience was pretty good. I personally enjoyed the relaxed atmosphere in the course, and also that we were just 10 students, which kind of created a relaxed atmosphere and made the seminar much more enjoyable. We met the refugee we were supposed to interview at the later stage after, I think, 3 or 4 weeks in one of the seminars. And to our surprise, we immediately connected with him and started to ask him all sorts of questions. And he happily answered all of them. And when we set up the meetings for the next time we would be talking to him, he invited us to his home. And when we got there, the next meeting, he had like snacks prepared for us and also offered us drinks. And we were kind of overwhelmed by the hospitality and also the kindness, the way he treated us, which we wouldn't have expected from someone we didn't really know and who was literally still a stranger to us. So, and then we were working on the interview together, so we were preparing questions. He cross-checked them together with us to see that he's okay with all the questions, obviously, because there were some points he didn't want to talk about, which we obviously had to respect. And you can say we immediately felt comfortable in working with him. There wasn't any issues really. I mean, his English was also pretty good, and we understood each other pretty well. And I would say after a few weeks, it was like a friend-like atmosphere when we were working together. So it went pretty well. Our first idea to do the interview was to arrange it kind of as if a group of friends would be talking. So we thought of a round table and chairs around it where we'd be having a chat, as I said, as a group of friends. But we eventually realized that we don't have the technical equipment to realize that, or wouldn't be possible the way we thought it. So we eventually decided to do it like a one-to-one interview where one person would be asking the questions and the refugee we were talking to would answer them, and we would afterwards cut out the person that is asking the questions. And I think it turned out pretty well. So after all, it was a pretty good decision to do it like a one-on-one interview. So on the day we were doing the interview, things actually got pretty emotional, especially for the refugee, because he was obviously telling very personal experiences from his past. But overall, things went pretty well until, unfortunately, at the end we realized that there was some technical issues, which was no one's fault really, and we kind of had decided to do the interview a second time at a different date. Because on this date, the refugee we've been working with didn't want to go through that emotion basically a second time. So we set a date to do the interview the following weekend. And unfortunately for us, a few days later, he emailed us that he's not able to do the interview again and literally cut all strings and cut all connection with us. And basically told us that he's not able to do the whole thing again. At first we were obviously shocked because we weren't sure if it's our mistake or if we did something wrong he didn't like. But after all, there was nothing really we could do to convince him to do the interview again, and we also had to accept and respect his decision. And then after that he actually proposed that we could do the interview with another refugee. The issue was that he didn't speak English that well, that we could have done the same interview as we did with the first refugee. And also in the short time available, we didn't actually manage to set up a second interview.
We decided to make this video as our new project, but it was very difficult for us to keep hanging on this after this great disappointment with the first interview. But finally, we can say, in the light of our experience, the successful interviews are even more special.